official recruiting visit, do's and don'ts. And the reason I ask this is because there are times, like you said, you spend time with the team, and we've done this where we have recruits, and me, like you tell the coach, like, we don't want this kid on the team. He's no good. He's going to bring the team down.
Yep.
But what kind of things would you recommend staying away from and going to? And
Yeah.
I'll say afterwards. I have one specific one that I'll say afterwards.
Yeah. So the official visit as a recruit is intimidating. There's no doubt about it because it's you and you're about to go spend a weekend with a bunch of college kids who play your sport and who are really good at that sport.
Mm-hmm.
So already you're kind of in awe and you're treading lightly about what you want to do. So that brings up, how should I act? Try to be yourself because you want them to evaluate you as you are. Now I know, you're going to be a little nervous, so it's a little awkward to try to act like yourself, and you might put off that vibe, but understand that the team knows that it's not easy to be a recruit on an official visit. They understand that it's tough. So if you're going to a good school, hopefully they'll treat you nice and welcome you in and say, man, it's okay, you can relax, and we're just here to hang out. That's the ideal situation. Um, as a current as a student athlete who's evaluating the recruit while you're hanging out with us, um, we're looking for someone who gets along with the team, maybe has a good sense of humor, maybe just quiet and nice and seems to fit in well.
Mm-hmm.
Some red flags are a guy that just talks way too much about themselves, a guy who doesn't know how to ask questions. It's okay if you don't have questions all the time, but I want to see that you're interested in my school. So maybe ask me what I study. Maybe ask me what my event is. I don't want to hear all about you. It's that simple. I don't really care to
You
hear
want to
all.
get to know the team, right?
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
not even just a Q&A kind of. It's you want to get to know what this team culture is like, and you're only going to do that through conversation.
Exactly. Yeah. These dudes are going to be, or girls, are going to be your family for the next 4 years. So you got to get a feel of the team dynamics and see. You can evaluate for yourself whether or not you'll fit in. Usually, you can get that vibe too. But you want to make yourself presentable. If you like it there, you want to make sure that the people on the other side say, hey, it seems like he'll fit in pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So what I was going to say was, and now this seemed to be reoccurring for some reason, but I would say, don't be a jerk. There were a lot of times I think a lot of it probably had to do with nerves, but most of the time when we would tell our coach, we don't want this guy here, is because they usually some sort of jokes that ended up at someone else's expense, at a teammate's expense. They would insult people a lot, and they were trying to be funny and they were trying to fit in, and they were probably just nervous. And you're going to feel all those things, but I would definitely steer clear of that route because, for our team, it was a pretty good deal breaker is just being mean.
Well, keep in mind, when you take an official visit, you're visiting an established family. Those guys and girls, those teammates are going to protect each other at all costs, no matter what. You're the outsider there. Now, granted, they're going to welcome you into their home, right? But the second you step on the shoes of one of their family members, one of their teammates, it's all hands off, right? Like you're out, because you haven't earned that yet. You're not a part of the team. You haven't earned the ability to make fun of one another.
Yeah.
So if you're seeing though the teammates make fun of each other, you can laugh, giggle, but don't get involved yourself.
Yeah, that's good advice.